Prediction time. Let's talk about that. We have our own opinions on this game. As the week goes along, we tend to start to favor Georgia, feel better and better about Georgia's chances, and I don't think it's any different because these two teams, Smooch, are very evenly matched. Mm-hmm. They are. And I think a lot of it comes down to who plays better, who coaches better. And I still feel better about Georgia's coaching staff.
I do too.
But at some point, it's got to manifest on the field. And I feel like as an evenly matched team, I predict that, Georgia's coaching staff is finally going to find the right ingredients in this game to outcoach what Alabama's doing.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I feel, first of all, if you're not going to pick your team in the SEC title game, you don't need to be picking games. So
we lost one game this year.
Lost one game this year. I'm picking Georgia. I'll tell you. Here's how I'll give you mine. I see it just like this. I see it being a physical slog. I think Kirby wants to slow this game down. I think he's going to, just as you said, really work on exposing a one-dimensional team. I think it's a low-scoring game. I think it is 21-13 Georgia.
Ooh, wow. I feel like that this is the opportunity going back to coaching where we saw this against Texas, where Georgia utilized a lot of tendency breakers because there's so much tendency that teams are really focusing on, and when you're looking at film and trying to come up with a game plan, there's so much tendency. And both teams were going to use that against the other team because they know what you want to do and say, okay, we're going to have a couple of plays here, 2 or 3 plays where we're going to really hurt you because you are sure of what you're seeing, and we're going to add something to that. It's going to be a big explosive play, maybe for a touchdown. That's where coaching comes in. And so those tendency breakers, you saw Georgia just kill Texas, who is a really good staff as well, and a team that was playing pretty well at that point, and they used that against them. And you could just look at Sarkisian on the sideline, just like he just had nothing. He knew he was out. He was outdone. Right. So this is another opportunity for Kirby Smart and the coaching staff that he has to say, we're better than you, and here's why. Right. And this is Georgia football. That I lean towards that, and also say, Smooch, that in this game, Gunner's just got to be a little bit better than Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson was one of the best quarterbacks, just like Jalen Milroe was last year when we played. Right. Heisman Those favorite. Quarterbacks were the best we've seen them all year against Georgia, and Georgia is a good team with a good defense, but they were able to have those games against Georgia. Was it coincidence, or was it something Georgia's doing or something they're reading? I don't know. But I feel like Georgia's got a much better opportunity to be balanced, which means it's harder for the defenses to sell out for one particular area. Georgia should have Nate Frazier and Chauncey Bowens both healthy for this game, so they can be balanced and hurt you either way. I just hope Georgia is willing to come in there and set some stuff up to take some big shots. We all think of aggressiveness in terms of passing. Maybe that's not always true. But Kirby has shown you sometimes, especially against Texas, last 2 years, he's shown you when to be aggressive and how to be aggressive, and sometimes it manifests different ways than just passing. But I really think Gunner has to be better than Ty Simpson this game. Everything's going to be on Ty Simpson. They put so much on him. He's going to have to be spectacular to beat Georgia for the second time this year. Right. I don't think Gunner will be denied. He's that kind of cat. I'm like, okay, he's had a full slate of games to show what he's about and to gain confidence. I feel like, hopefully, as a Georgia fan, that Gunner is just that kind of dude. He's gonna take this, and this is gonna be one of those other games that goes on his highlight reel. As this is just the SEC championship. There's a whole lot more on the plate after this, but this is a big game in terms of I think. The Georgia program establishing themselves as, Alabama's not the team that's going to consistently take what we want. And Gunner Stockton, who is coming to his own, I think he's going to have a great game.
I agree. And I think that a couple of things. Number one, I don't think Gunner can have 2 bad games in a row. If you really call the Tech game a bad game, I don't really get into all the statistical stuff. But if I don't think Gunner can have 2 bad games in a row, and I don't think that Ty Simpson can have 2 Heisman-level games against Georgia in the same season. I don't think either one of those can happen twice in a row. That's where I come down.
Switch is coming down on just let's just use common sense. This can't happen again.
Law of averages, right, people?
Georgia is due. So you think the Demons are out after this game? You think Georgia disposes of the Demons? Is that what you're saying?
I do. And I thought that last time, too. We had the same segment.
We did. We made a whole cocktail based off of it.
We made a whole cocktail based on it. There's an adage in football that, it's really hard to beat the same team twice in the same season. That's true. I just think that right now, had these teams not played earlier in the season, I would think Georgia is clearly the better team. When we went into the game in September, we didn't know. We really hadn't seen. I just think Georgia is clearly the best team in the country right now, headed for a showdown with Ohio State. That's the feeling I get. That might not always happen. But yeah, I just don't think that this can't last forever, right? And so I'm saying Demons out. By 7 o'clock Saturday night, we'll know.
When the coaching staff is that talented and that much attention to detail, and the rosters are so talented, like I said, you got to be some give and take, and this is Georgia's time. My score prediction, 30-24 Bulldogs. I almost went with 27-24. That's been a score that's
they've done that a lot, haven't they?
Repeated several times. 30-24. Georgia's going to win this game. It's not in Athens. It's in Atlanta. They are very comfortable there, and I hope they just play error-free football and do a good job of capitalizing on all the opportunities, which they didn't do as well in the first matchup. 30-24 is my score. We will 100% have a rapid reaction Saturday night as the Ohio State-Indiana game is about to kick off. We'll talk about it, win, lose, or draw. And I think it's going to be a celebratory kind of a night. That's what I'm looking forward to. Smooch.
Sounds good, man. I got a victory cigar I bought in September, and I'm waiting to light it, buddy.
If you're not going to smoke them for championship Saturdays, and when you're going to smoke them, we're going to smoke some cigars Saturday night and have a good time.